One thing about me, I'm old school. I don't give people the radar that I'm looking at them. You know what I'm saying? So I keep things quiet. All fights are good fights, especially when a kid or anyone come prepared to fight. So yeah.
But he set you up for one perfect shot. And he always lands that shot. You know what I mean? And see, one thing about Tank, people don't understand. Tank can take a shot.
Coming off of like an 18-month layoff since that Roach fight and all the legal issues and all that. So a lot of times you see those guys fight very easy fights, right? Schofield's not an easy fight. We don't know who's gonna win, even though Tank would be a favorite. And I think it'd be an exciting fight.
Gervonta Tank Davis coach Calvin Ford gives the recent updates about Tank's return and his fight with Kids Austin this year.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah?
I always sit there and say, fight's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Because it's when everything line up, everybody's situated, they're gonna make it happen. They're gonna make it do what it do when it's time to do it.
In the elite world of professional boxing, tactical secrecy is a weapon, and Gervonta Tank Davis's head trainer, Coach Calvin Ford, operates strictly under the rules of the old school. Ford
to keep Gervonta Davis from stalking him from opening tap. That's what he did. He stalked him and stalked him and stalked him. Okay? Frank Martin caught him with some good shots. Gervonta Davis kept coming. So he can punch. He's a knockout artist. He can box. He's not given enough credit for it, okay? He closes. He finishes. Once he smells blood, he's like a shark in blood-infested waters, Molly. He will finish you, okay? And by the way, he is an elite boxer.
Makes it clear that he never shows his hand or gives his opponents a radar of what he's looking at. Instead, he prefers to keep things quiet until it's time to handle business.
In the world. Because it wasn't just what he was dishing out, it was what was coming back. It was his vulnerability that put you on the edge of your seat. And I predict that's the kind of career Tank is going to have. Edge of your seat kind of fight after edge of your seat kind of fight when he fights the elite. All the fighters I mentioned, and you guys met, Teo and Crawford are ahead of him pound for pound. But that and saying excitement goes both ways. It's not just one guy dominating the other.
However, he acknowledges that every fight becomes a truly great fight when a young contender steps up completely prepared to push the champion to his limits. Tank Davis is currently returning from a grueling 18-month layoff.
Easy fast twitchies, he can box, but he's so aggressive and he's vulnerable enough to counters that it's actually exciting. Tank got that Tyson-esque fast twitchies and the power, but because he's getting hit in exchange more, because he's not one of the best like 5 pound-for-pound fighters in the world, at least not yet, you believe there's a chance the other guy can win. And that makes it even more exciting, to say nothing of the pace he sets, the level of action, the level of bombs that are thrown by Tank, and as he fights better opposition, the number that will be coming back at him, yeah, he's guaranteed thrills for the dollar.
Period heavily plagued by highly publicized legal battles, stints in jail, and massive promotional pauses. While most elite fighters would comfortably choose an easy tune-up fight to shake off the ring rust after such a long absence, taking on a mandatory challenge.
Honestly, give me the fight now. Like, I'm gonna ask you, a young guy comes in, defeats Tank Davis, hasn't fought in a year. In your opinion, would that make it like much better than having a tune-up fight and then possibly having 2 tune-up fights? Because that's what I heard. And then it's like, okay, well, Tank, he was off for a bit. I feel like people would make excuses, but I haven't fought just as long as Tank. I feel like it would make the victory much sweeter. I think it would be a great fight for the fans. I know it would be a great fight for the fans because we would both come there to do our best.
Like Floyd Kid Austin Schofield is a massive risk. Ford guarantees that when the stars align and both promotional sides iron out the final details, this highly anticipated, action-packed showdown will absolutely manifest later this year. Having covered the lightweight division's most explosive matchups for years, legendary sports analyst Stephen A.
I want to fight the guy who's that guy, that boogeyman. Because if I fight him, it wouldn't even have to be for a world title. I'd knock him out the way.
That's real legacy.
That's legacy itself. I won't ever probably have to fight for a title again. Of course, I would have to keep stepping up in competition, but I would never have to fight for a title again.
What's up in competition past Gervonta? After you knock Gervonta, or what? Shakur with 11
knockouts?
I only put
Tank at the very top.
Mason with his chin. It ain't nobody.
He has the skill set, the patience, the skills,
the power.
I think he's at the top.
Smith highlights a critical pattern that casual fans often overlook. He explains that while many view Tank purely as a devastating power puncher, he is actually an incredibly elite, highly technical boxer who rarely gets the proper credit for his ring intelligence. Smith notes that while aggressive opponents like Frank Martin have managed to land crisp, clean shots early on, Tank possesses an iron chin and an underrated ability to absorb heavy damage while continuously marching forward. He stalks his prey relentlessly, using high.
It doesn't matter if he's upset. Like people say, Tank ain't gonna fight you. All right, let's see if the judge say that then. Or either he gotta vacate this belt. So it don't matter what he want. It's business. Right. And I hope that some of these boxers learn business. Even if they watch the steps we took, they will seek the steps to handle this business of boxing, because there's wolves out there.
Level defense and mental pressure to close the distance. The moment Tank catches even the slightest scent of vulnerability or fatigue, he transforms into a dangerous shark in blood-infested waters. Once he smells blood, his instinct completely takes over, and he possesses the unparalleled closing ability required to clinical finish his opponent and end the night in a devastating fashion.
If Kid Austin wants to go after Tank next, then me as a promoter is what I have to do and get him, right? As a promoter, I still feel that I would give him one more fight and then go after Tank. But if he wants it right away, let's go. Let's go. It wouldn't be the right decision in my eyes, but if the father and the kid want it, then that's what I'll have to push for. I'm not sure exactly what position or what Tank Davis is doing, but I did hear he does want to fight third quarter of this year.
Renowned boxing commentator Max Kellerman argues that the undeniable magic of a Gervonta Davis fight lies not just in the vicious power he dishes out, but in the thrilling vulnerability he displays inside the squared circle. While peerless technicians like Terence Crawford or Teofimo Lopez might rank higher on the strict pound-for-pound boxing charts due to their dominant, flawless styles, Tank delivers a unique brand of edge-of-your-seat entertainment that keeps the entire world watching. Kellerman points directly to Tank's astonishing,
Son was to lose, he don't lose nothing out of this. He gained everything out of this. He gained the experience, he gained the money. He's still young. And I really believe he's going to stop Tank. We're not just going in there to, lay down. We're going in there to stop Tank because that's a legacy. Just imagine the day after him stopping Tank, how his life will be and things like that. And people, I've been getting hate mail and everything. I've been getting hate mail for real. I've been getting death threats, car scratch up, all of this just for challenging Tank. Like, that's how crazy this stuff is.
Tyson-like fast-twitch muscle fibers and explosive athletic gifts as the core source of his massive pay-per-view appeal. Because Tank fights with a fiercely aggressive mindset, he naturally leaves himself open to dangerous counter-punches, creating an atmosphere where fans genuinely believe the other guy has a live underdog chance to win. As the caliber of his opposition rises, the number of incoming bombs will inevitably increase, guaranteeing a high-octane, maximum-action war that offers the absolute highest value for the fans' hard-earned dollar. The entire
y'all keep talking about this too soon shit. But y'all know these fighters out here been fighting for over 5+ been 6+ years. Like, these guys are competing for world titles and stuff like that. Y'all keep talking about too soon. And the only reason why I'm saying that, I don't care. I don't care.
That's always talks about levels. Is that too many levels too quickly?
No. No.
His promoter said you wanted one more fighter. Like, you know what I mean?
His name is Kid, but he ain't no kid, bro. It's my age, bro. Like, he's 26, 27. How long you want to wait till he's 30? Like, come on, bro. Like, and y'all talking to a fighter that been calling names out since I came in the sport.
The landscape of the lightweight division shifted dramatically after the WBA officially ordered Gervonta Davis to defend his world title against his undefeated, mandatory challenger, Floyd Kid Austin Schofield. Rather than showing fear or hesitation, the young, hungry contender has fully embraced this moment, viewing it as a golden opportunity to skip the traditional line and instantly prove.
When? It's 50-50, 50-50.
What do you think about Kid Austin? They're really pushing for this Tank fight because of the WBA situation. They're saying that it might happen. I don't know how true, but if it did happen, would you give Kid Austin props for going into that fight because people still consider him, not ready, like at least right now, for the Tank fight?
Would I give him props? Yes, I'll give him props for sure. Just like I'm giving Xander props.
He belongs at the absolute pinnacle of the sport. Schofield completely dismisses the idea of taking multiple easy tune-up bouts, confidently stating that stepping into the ring after a layoff alongside Tank makes a potential victory infinitely sweeter for his career. For Kid Austin, this monumental clash transcends the physical allure of a world championship belt. He explicitly views Tank as the ultimate boogeyman of the 135.
You go and turn around and up, and I think that's Tank too. Tank not a so if you jump on him, he calm and patient in the storm. Like I said, he thrives in chaos, even your chaos in the ring. So guys have tried to kill him in the ring. They going off on him. He's standing in there. He's watching and clocking everything you're doing, paying attention to how you moving, how you breathing, how hard you hitting. He's catching your punches, seeing he's thinking the whole time he's doing that. He's not just using his instincts and trying to survive the onslaught. He's clocking everything that you're doing intentionally, staying close on purpose.
Pound division, boldly proclaiming that knocking out a fighter of Davis' caliber is a legacy-defining achievement in itself. In his eyes, defeating the most dangerous finisher in boxing would cement his name in history, ensuring he would never have to fight for a simple title again. Despite his immense bravado and constant trash talk, Floyd Schofield maintained
boxer puncher, meaning, bide your time. While Tank's not the smaller guy, he's not going to jump out there and jump on you early. You try to steal as many of those rounds early as possible so that late in the fight where Tank wants to turn up, you still got energy to exchange, because that's going to be your game plan. You're not going to beat Tank jumping on him early, because I think that's a lot of guys' game plan. Rollies, Frank Martins, Ryan Garcia, those guys that done that, they paid for it.
A deep, underlying respect for the terrifying skill set that Gervonta Davis brings to the table. He openly praises Tank's supreme patience, technical ring craftsmanship, and unmatched ability to completely alter a fighter's career with a single, perfectly timed punch. However,
I think I got that fight Tank in 6 or 7 because of Austin's prowess. Like, his thing is he's tough, he's gritty, he's explosive. But all I see Gervonta do lately when he's fighting guys, he waits you out. He waits for the steam to come out of your punches. Roach didn't do that. Roach kind of waited as well, but he waited for the steam to come out of your punches, like he did with Ryan, like he did with Frank Martin, Rolly. He'll wait for it. He even talking about it. That's why people don't give Tank his credit for his boxing IQ. But he'll go back to the corner and say he's not ready yet. They still cooking.
Golden Boy Promotions frontman and boxing legend Oscar De La Hoya has stepped forward to clarify his official stance on this high-stakes lightweight collision. As a legendary former multi-division champion and veteran promoter, De La Hoya candidly admits that, in his expert eyes, rushing a young fighter like Kid Austin directly into a war with Tank Davis right away is not the most strategically sound decision. Left to his own devices, he would heavily prefer to guide Schofield through at least one more.
He coming off the layup. That kid, man, he's strong too. So if he hit Tank with some shit, right? You know what I mean? But Tank is another smart fighter. People don't know.
He don't take them chances.
He'll set some shit. He can be hitting them all day long. But he set you up for one perfect shot. And he always lands that shot. You know what I mean? And see, one thing about Tank, people don't understand. Tank can take a shot.
Yeah.
So if you can take a shot in the game, you got a chance to be victorious.
Providing a fascinating look behind the curtain, Kid Austin's father and trainer meticulously breaks down the risk versus reward strategy of accepting a fight of this astronomical magnitude. From a psychological standpoint, he firmly believes his son is entering a bulletproof, win-win scenario. Even if the young fighter suffers a defeat, he loses absolutely nothing while gaining invaluable main event experience, life-changing money, and global exposure at a remarkably young age.
I feel like now, it's a great fight. I feel like now Tank has to, one, he has to refocus himself and, get back all the way dedicated and get his mind all the way on boxing. And that's the first thing before anything. Because everybody looking at, you don't know what type of Gervonta Davis will show up if he's not mentally there. And he's not, again, it's been more than a year that he's been out the ring. So he got to get, his step. Kid Austin is a hungry young lion. Again, came up with the amateurs with him.
When expert boxing analysts dive deep into the technical X and O strategy of this fight, a unified and serious warning emerges regarding Tank Davis' unparalleled ability to navigate in-ring turbulence. Promoters and trainers emphasize that charging recklessly at Tank early in the fight is a catastrophic mistake that will almost certainly result in a devastating knockout. Tank is a master psychological operator who famously thrives in chaos. While an opponent is throwing...
But, I mean, it'll be a great fight. It's a nice, explosive fight. Don't nobody, I would want to see who will fall first. You know what I mean? Because they look like they both got power. I know they both got power. They, it'll be good. I definitely would see that. I felt like a little bit earlier in time that like Kid Austin was jumping out there a little too fast, and because I'm like, yeah, if Tank gonna murk, like it was different levels. Like he hasn't fought on that, but now I think he done got a couple fights in where he fought on a kind of big stage and performed.
A furious onslaught, Tank remains entirely calm, intentionally staying close to clock their breathing patterns, movement, and punch velocity. He acts as an in-ring computer, meticulously downloading data while his opponent burns valuable energy. Past fighters like Rolando "Rolly" Romero, Ryan Garcia, and Frank Martin all attempted to overwhelm Tank early, and they each paid a severe, painful price once Tank made his
percent critical of Gervonta Davis in this. I think Gervonta should beat Floyd Schofield, may be able to knock out Floyd Schofield. But I think the best approach to him is just to outbox Kid Schofield, counter him, get him frustrated, get him tired, and then after that, and after his strength is drained, then to kind of go after him. But that's still a very dangerous kid in Schofield, man. The way he knocked out Tevin Farmer, dude, that dude has some crack, and you can tell that he is a big 135-pound fighter.
As the boxing community inches closer to this epic confrontation, top trainers from Jaron Boots Ennis's camp and prominent analysts agree that the ultimate outcome hinges on Tank Davis's mental readiness. After enduring a lengthy, tumultuous period outside the ring, Tank must completely refocus his mind, re-establish an absolute dedication to the sweet science, and shake off any lingering ring rust to ensure his peak form shows up. He faces a dangerous, hungry young lion
all the way around going into this fight between Gervonta Davis and Kid Schofield. And Kid Schofield is going to believe that Gervonta Davis is beatable because they might believe, I didn't hear them whether they said it or not. I don't know if they said it or not, who they had believed won the fight between Gervonta and Lamont, but that they could be looking at like, okay, yeah, we got a game plan now to beat Gervonta, right? Not saying that I know for that they'll be able to pull off that game plan, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if they feel extremely confident about it.
Kid Austin, who has recently shined on major broadcast stages, notably securing a brutal knockout over Jojo Diaz to prove his immense power translates to the elite level. Schofield's camp is entering this bout with supreme confidence, firmly believing they have mapped out a flawless game plan to decode the champion. The stage is beautifully set, the intense promotional questions are real, and the world is waiting to see if Kid Austin can survive the ultimate litmus test, or if